Sunny days, sunny days, here again. Sunny days, here again. Sunny days, here again. Sunny days, here again. I wear glasses 'cause I'm so cool. I can predict the charts. Sunny days, here again. Sunny days, here again. Sunny days, here again. Sunny days. Join Tom's Army for $9.99 a month. Good morning, everyone. T-Speaker 222 XRP Future Millionaire with the side bet on XRM and Future Digibyte OG. So, once again, I want to thank Mr. Anthony Carter and Mother Second Choice for allowing me to play their express written copyright music. So, I much appreciate it. I appreciate the privilege to be able to play that as often as I would like. If you're going to play their music, don't be a dick. Make sure to get their express written consent because it is copyrighted material and YouTube will give you a strike if you use it. So I have the express written consent, as you all know. So enjoy Mother Second Choice in the background. Win this war. One of my favorites. And if anybody's curious, the YouTube link is in my video description below. They're out of Australia. They tour. Obviously, they're fucking phenomenal. So what I did with XRP to make it super simple for you guys, that's the falling wedge. The top point, the bottom point, we're falling. We're trading between this wedge. I told you yesterday I was going to update it so that you guys could see it easier. And what better time than when we come to the top of the wedge? So both points too, if you meet to the bottom of the wedge, they meet at 65 cents. So our technical targets, once again, the fluency is there. And when you look at the targets, this is in the daily, but if you look in the 3 hour, if you look in the 2 hour, especially, you can start to see that we're coming up to these topping parts, and we're going to need another surge of volume. I'm curious to see how this last 32 minutes finishes out, because right now that volume came way down, and it looks like we're running out of steam here, and this is the top of the wedge, so it would make perfect sense for it to get rejected here. I could still see XRP trying to come up here, like I said yesterday, to $1.07, and trying to get rejected short of it, but I suppose this would be getting rejected short of $1.07 if we did right at this exact point. But that's what we're in, ladies and gentlemen. Nothing more. We're not in a rising wedge. We're in a falling wedge. It looks exactly like that. Could you say there's a rising channel starting if it were to continue and play out? Well, let's take a look. So you could absolutely start here and say, hey, we might have something starting like this as the support, and then you come back here and you're like, hey, okay, maybe we do have something started. So if you did, you would trade within that channel, and that would be your crossing point, guys. So look how easy that is. So we'll see if this more of a sideways and up channel can play out, and that's what you'd be trading within if you're in a sideways and up channel. If this falling wedge plays through, you just break right through that 95 cent area when you got back down here. So the apex moment for these would be around 92.5 cents when it starts to come back down, and if it's riding that line, it will come in somewhere right here, and then you'd make a decision. So that's what we're looking at, guys. I'm doing an XRP and an XRP only update. If you don't like XRP, too damn bad. Make sure to hit that dislike button if you don't like XRP. If you enjoy what I do, if you appreciate the constant, up to the minute, up to the date, ever-evolving chart so that you guys can understand the patterns better. The two technical targets I'm keeping because they're valid. I'm not changing that. Those are still valid. I just took out the pennants right there on the one so that you guys could see this clearer. Actually, I took out both pennants, but I kept the targets. But this is the falling wedge, and if we're going to start a sideways and up channel, that's the sideways and up channel that we can start. I'm going to take this out, though, because we're trying to make this easier to see. I've still got the technical targets there, so those lines look weird, but that's from the wedges, or I mean from the pennants. But that's what you would do, guys. If this is, in fact, a sideways and up channel that's starting, that's how you would start it right here, and you'd follow between the yellow lines. If we continue down this falling wedge, you would stay within the wedge, which is the blue arrows. It's that simple. So simple that even a caveman could understand this chart right now. And that all roads lead on that falling wedge. If we were to follow it, let's just say we follow this wedge the entire way, nothing changes. So you go down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down. You end up in there at 65 cents. The bottom of this falling wedge is right there at 65.96. That's where both meet. I drew it out until they met, from the top to the side. So upper resistance, low support. So we have a falling resistance, a falling support. That's a falling channel. It's a falling wedge. And that's what I think we're in. And we're breaking down into, we get down to 65 cents. These are natural movements within a falling wedge. So, but this is what we want to watch. How high can we push? Guys, that's what I'm talking about. How high can we push off of this? Right now, when it pushes over, it seems to want to get rejected by the falling wedge. That's what we're talking about. We got mildly over, but right now we pulled right back down into it. So, for whatever reason, in XRP, like I said, it had a push. You guys seen it. It pushed up in this 2 hour, but it keeps pulling back down to the wedge. Actually, now it did come up to what we were talking about while I was on. So look at that. Now it's come up to the failed cup and handle up here. That's the area we were talking about just now when it was at $1.02 to $1.07. Now that feels better. This feels like a more complete pattern for XRP now. It came up. You have the cup and handle up there. As of right now, it hasn't had enough steam to get over it. These would be ideal spots if you're looking to short the market. If you don't think it's going to push over this, these are spots to short XRP. The closer to $1.10 it is, the better. But on the reverse side, guys, if XRP has a close over $1.02 today, that could shake things up a little bit to the top side. So that's what we're looking on the daily close. Is this pump anything more than rising up to the top of the wedge and prematurely breaking out? Or are we starting an absolutely new channel? Could be. And now that it actually pushed up, we can raise the top of the channel and say, hey, are we starting something like this? That's what you would do now. We're updating it based on the technicals, and that could be a rising channel, and that's what we're going to pay attention to. We got multiple resistance levels that we're coming up to. We have that cup. We hit this $1.07. We know that's a heavy resistance level. And that's why we put it across, because it's relevant. But if we're in a rising channel, we're going to stay within. And this would be your new trading range, ladies and gentlemen. So you won't come below this. That's how you're going to know when we have a retrace. This line down here is going to hold. Or that 101 line should hold now. Or the dollar, I mean. But if we are in this falling channel, this is simply going to be a wick up, and then it's going to start trading back between the wedge, and it's just going to come right back down. Right now, it's just a fake out. We've had multiple of them in this wedge. Well, not fake outs, but we had pushes up that immediately got pulled back down, and this looks like the same thing. On this most recent 4-hour push, let's see what we can do with the volume. I mean, it doesn't look awful. I don't know that it's going to get back up to the other volume pushes like right here when we had a way bigger push that led to much bigger results. So that's always something you have to look. The volume is starting to come down a little bit, but we'll see if this 4-hour segment can push over and be another steady volume increase. But these are all the U.S. markets are opening, so we got to pay attention to this, guys. So pay attention to what I just put out here. This will lead you in the right direction, whether it continues to go up into another rising wedge, like it switches into a rising wedge now, or if this falling wedge continues to hold true, like it has ever since $1.40. And you can even pull that up so that you guys can see that it's coming right from there. So, but that's what we're looking at, guys. And that's where all roads seem to lead, right there. So we're going to watch this. We're going to see if it does move into this sideways and up wedge, because it certainly could have started something if it stays up, and then it can reconfirm the low support and keep bouncing between it. But it's already confirmed this wedge that it's been in, this falling wedge, for quite some time. There are reversals on the bottom, but this isn't where this wedge meets. This is the fake out part, and I have a feeling that this is going to continue to the downside in a hard way. So just be very, very cautious. I'm not a financial advisor, so should you take my advice? No motherfucking way you should. In fact, I do this for, hell, I do this for fun. I do this for historical data, and if you guys are watching it and taking advantage of it, make sure to pay it forward down the road. Maybe join Tom's Army. Who the hell knows? Stay blessed.